Today we're going to be going to Bluff Springs in the Sacramento Mountains, which is also in the Lincoln National Forest, close to Cloudcroft, New Mexico. It's a great place you'll see here in just a minute. I'm exploring the horizons, so let's go ahead and begin this waterfall adventure. First, to get there, you have to go down a very narrow old road, and unfortunately, sometimes when other vehicles come the opposite way, you have to look for an area that's a little bit wider than it is in other areas and pull up to the side and let the other vehicle pass, or they have to do so for you. So once you get there, there is a parking area near a trailhead, and there are bathrooms over there. Unfortunately, the bathrooms aren't very well maintained, and I would try not to use them unless you really have to, because believe me, they're just take my word for it, they're very gross. At least every time I've been there. But beyond those bathrooms and then the trailhead you can see on your left-hand side where you see a lot of cars parked, and you also see tents there. It's going to be a short walk up this flight of stairs. Now, if you keep going straight, you're going to get to the top of the waterfall. If you make a right there, you're going to go over to the base of the waterfall. I recommend going to the base first. Unfortunately, somebody in my family forgot something, so I had to go back to the vehicle to go get it. So after I retrieved the item, then we began our hiking adventure, first towards the base of the waterfall. This waterfall, there's usually people down there all the time taking pictures and videos, so it can get a little crowded there. I remember the first few times I've been here many years ago before I started YouTube, very few people used to know about this place, but people have been finding out and word has gone out. So now every time I go out there, you can expect to see a good chunk of people. There's a lot of people that like to come out here, and also they're camp. You're going to see some tents in the background of this video. So going up these stairs, it's not very long walk at all. In fact, I think from the base all the way up to where the spring itself starts, I think it's only 0.2 of a mile approximately would be my guess. But the thing that makes that walk a little bit difficult is you're 9,000 feet above sea level. So it is going to be a little more challenging. Like, normally I wouldn't feel anything at all from that short hike up the stairs. Most people, by the time they get to the top, they're at least a little bit winded, even if it's just a little bit. So, but it's nothing really bad. Most people of average condition can get up there, and I have seen many people have to stop and rest. So this is the top of the waterfall. I don't feel very comfortable for safety reasons. I didn't go all the way to the very end, but this is about as close as I was willing to get. And as you can tell, it started raining. For some reason, the rain actually felt pretty good this time. And you're going to see throughout this video, it's going to create some spectacular views that normally wouldn't see in other videos about Cloudcroft. In fact, I did another video about Cloudcroft where I covered during the springtime and the wintertime, and you're not going to see some of the beauty that I in this video that I captured even in the snow from the other video. So there's a lot of kids that were splashing around in the water and screaming and running around the rain. I think everybody's having a pretty good time in spite of the way the rains were coming in. Now, one thing I like about that cold water is I tend to have a lot of chronic pain in my feet, and I notice that cold water, dipping my feet in there, it's just like a cryo bath. I tell you what, it gets rid of the pain in there. So you're going to see in the video, I was intentionally walking in the water because it actually does help me, and my feet feel a lot better afterwards. But if you could do me a favor, if you're finding value, please hit that like. You can tell my shirt was drenched from all the rain that was coming down. Now, the rain started to clear up a little bit, but of course it's going to start up again. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to show you some more cool stuff as we go along. But this stream here is what actually forms the waterfall, where that goes all the way to the very end that I had showed you in the first part of the video. There is a trail that runs parallel near it. Now, you did see some of the tents over there in the background. Apparently, a lot of people enjoy this spot. It does get a bit noisy out there. I've noticed a lot of people, let's just say, they kind of expect you to appreciate their music as well as they do. So you will hear people playing loud music from time to time out there. And the other thing, too, is there's a lot of bugs out here. One time, I tried to have a picnic out here with the family, and it really did not go very well. It actually turned into a very miserable experience. So you do you. If you want to camp in this spot, that's certainly up to you. If you want to bring your tent and enjoy yourself. But this is not a particular spot. I would personally do Bailey Canyon or pretty much anywhere else. Bailey Canyon is probably my favorite place to go primitive camping over in the Cloudcroft area. And right here is where you have the source of the spring water, just coming out of a very small hole in the ground. You can continue to go straight on the trail, This area does access a lot of different trails that go to different parts of the forest. I think there's approximately 40 different trails is what I heard once throughout this whole region. I think that probably may even include all the way to Ruidoso as well. I'm not sure exactly how they came up with the number 40 trails. But if you ever get a chance, get out here and explore some of these trails. Tell you what, they will not be disappointing at all. The rain did actually make the whole area smell really good, though. There's a certain smell that I've only smelled in this forest. I didn't even smelt it in forests in other states and other places, even parts of the state. But for some reason, whenever this particular forest receives rain, it just makes it for kind of a very unique scent. I just don't know how to explain it. It's just something you got to experience for yourself. So a few other things you probably want to know if you're going to come out here. Besides the small narrow road, you don't need a four-wheel drive vehicle, even though it's unpaved and you saw four-wheel vehicle drive vehicles go through there. Just a simple two-wheel drive, a Toyota Prius will make it out here. In fact, I think I've seen them out here before. You do have to pass by an old historic cemetery. There used to be a small community that was in this area a long time ago. I'm not sure exactly what happened to them. I don't know if they had to leave because it became a national park. I'm not sure what exactly the story is. That the cemetery is very hard to see. I have a feeling most people probably pass by the cemetery as the road curves around and goes around it without even realizing it's over there. There are trash facilities, so if you've been spending the time in Cloudcroft checking out other areas, this might be the good time for you to dump your trash, as you're not going to find too many large trash containers really anywhere else. If you get a chance to come out here during the winter time, if you just happen to be in Cloudcroft, especially if it's snowing, come out here and take a look, especially if the waterfall freezes or partially freezes. It does turn very spectacular, very beautiful. The only thing is that when I've been up here during the winter time, it tends to get very icy, and these stairs here, I would not recommend even trying to walk up to them. I suppose you probably could, but when I started walking up to them, and I kept feeling myself slipping as I was going up the stairs. So to me, it's not worth it. I always put safety first. So before I left, I decided to get this footage of this really beautiful rain that's just coming down. And one of the reasons why I do these videos, there's actually many reasons, but probably the part that you might be interested in is I'm trying to encourage people to get out and just experience life and just to see the beauty out there. I think we all spend too much time on our phones and our computers being locked up in offices and just not get out more. So hopefully everybody that's watching this, I hope you get out, that you explore this trail, or at least you explore someplace else. And please give me a subscription if you think that my videos are helpful to you. And also, if nothing else, even if you don't subscribe, if you could at least hit that like button, that would help me a lot.